My name is Jackson, aka the Big Unit. Some of you know me as the guitar repair guy. Some of you know me as the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the heavy metal band Shatterbone. Some of you know me as an electrical educator. Some of you know me as the guy with the crazy guitar collection. Some of you know me as a die-hard Raiders fan. For years I have worked on, collected, played, and spent all my free time around guitars. But now I am going to do something I have never attempted before. I'm gonna build a guitar. Alright, we got the nut in. We have a 25.5 scale length on this guitar. Okay, so there's my 25.5 mark. Okay. And that's roughly going to be the center points on this fella are going to have to be. If you didn't catch the last video where I was talking about stain, I've decided to go with a shallower roller bridge. Okay. Yeah.
hands just a bit. Check and make absolutely sure that that's, oh yeah, not a problem. Okay. Okay then. Thankfully I won't have to do any routing for the bridge, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with the router yet, but I'm going to give it a whirl when I get to that point. I guess I do need to lay out my controls yet. So I got my crimson template here for control cavity. So I'm going to have not a ton of room there, but I've done enough wiring jobs to know that I want to get the cavity routed out first, then figure out my control placement, because I know what happens if you do that the other direction. Never fails. One of the potentiometers is too wide for the spot that you're trying to put it in. So, this is my first guitar build, and I know that already, because I've witnessed it more than once. So, hey, there we go. Alright, so that'll be control cavity placement. Just for giggles here. Now I hear a lot of guys say that they don't like using long shaft pots and stuff like that. To be honest with you, all I use is long shaft pots, because you can always adjust how high you want them poking out the top. If you have a really thick carved top like a Gibson Les Paul, where it has a, you know, 3/8 inch to a 1/2 inch maple cap on it, and in that case you need this full length to get through out the top, get the nut on it and the washer and the tuning or the volume knob on it, or tone knob or whatever. But if you have what's more like an Epiphone top, right, where it's a maple top, but it's maybe a 1/4 inch thick if you're lucky, right? In that case, these longer shaft pots come with 2 nuts. The reason for that is you can adjust that first one to whatever height you need, put your lock washer on, run it through the hole, then put your retaining washer on the top and your other nut on. And it'll work like that. Now it is going to stick proud inside the cavity just a little bit, okay, but most cavities are deep enough that it doesn't cause an issue. I always buy long shafts because the only thing you can't use a long shaft pot for is like a Fender Telecaster, or excuse me, Fender Stratocaster pickguard cover that's got the volume and the tone in it, because this just sits too far out. It's too proud. It won't let it sit down in there like it's supposed to. Typically all I use are CTS pots, Switchcraft switches and jacks. Not that I endorse their products or anything like that, it's just I've been doing this electronics on guitars for quite a while, and I have yet to find one that is an issue after it's been in operation for 1.5 to 2 years. Yet with a lot of the other, you know, off-brand units and stuff like that, these types of things, yeah, they don't last. They don't last very long. Usually you're replacing them or you're shooting them with contact cleaner in about 2 years. Well, if I go with the yeah, that's getting kind of busy. I mean, I could make it happen, but do I want to? Or do I just go master volume, master tone, and a switch? Yeah, I think I got enough room there to I gotta think about how I actually want the knobs to look from the front though too here. So if I go knob, 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 switch, the switch is gonna kind of be in the way of that knob. I do the switch down here like that, switch. Kind of like that. Might go with that. Anyway, getting bogged down in minutia here. We're a little ways off from that yet. So I got my control cavity marked out. I got my pickups marked out. I got my bridge marked where it's going to be. I guess. Next is the router.
I believe in you.
Yeah, thanks, honey. Alright, but I think the router bit is going to probably end up waiting till next time, because, yeah, it's about time for me to put away my luthier hat and pull out my grilling hat, because it's hotter than hell and nobody wants to fire up anything cooking in the house. So I'm going to go fire up the grill. And so I think that's going to do it for this time. Next time on this fabulous disaster, I wanted to use that for a show title, This Fabulous Disaster. I'm afraid Exodus is going to sue me if I do that. So, anyway. Yeah, next time we're going to tackle the routing part. Hope and pray that I don't end up demolishing it. I guess the absolute worst case scenario is I do totally just with a router, and then all of a sudden it becomes a maple top. So I do have plenty of bits of pretty maple that I could ignore that didn't happen. Okay. Yeah, I do have plenty of bits of pretty maple that would make excellent tops. Yeah. Well, that's a quilt. I'm a big quilt fan, but I'd rather not tackle that just yet. You know, like I said, first build and all, I'm having enough challenges without overcomplicating my life any further than it needs to right now. So, anyway, with that being said, I think I'm going to call this one. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. See you next time.